Iwa poems kamas naman na museo da na museo mana kamas na yan. Iwa ka painting yan ma nagdidestin gota my feelings yasta nagagatachi mas na yan.
Met Marion's daughter about 5 years ago, and then met Marion. Marion was already doing poetry and sketching and colors, starting to get into pencil crayon sketches and whatnot. And we've always had a pretty good working relationship. Like, we get along really well. And
we've been buying paintings from Marion Ross for 2 to 3 years. She just started, and she's very good with her scenic paintings.
Mana ya kuni mana sunset mana gagaskivih taman kagigitapah taman mana sunset inuhti wasaya paikotso magisimidunagua iguasinuhti tamahcho nagdidih taman nuhti piahtagidemuantihi iwanewatogagimachihtan sunsets sunrise iwa colors anihi managastani paikotsi feelings itapachihtan gitamahchiuan isihtan.
we've always had a pretty good working relationship. Like, we get along really well, and there's never any problems like that. You know how the in-laws, you hate the in-laws and whatnot. It's never been that way with us. It's always been a pretty good friendship. I think it's got a lot to do with the fact that we've got so much in common. We both do art. I've done poetry in the past, and she's got some good poems. And we just kind of it's like a working relationship where she does one thing and I do another, and then we kind of critique each other in a way. So it helps out having her there as somebody to keep supporting you and keep helping you out that way.
God created the sun to brighten our darkest days, and the sunset to remind us not to lose hope, and the night to remind us to put our troubles aside and rest for the night. They give us the light from the stars when there is no moon to guide us through in the darkest night. They meet the sunrise to let us know there is hope.
I had heard about Angus Goche last year, and he came into our office here and showed me some of his work, and the work that I've seen is very incredible. There's some people that have such a natural gift.
This painting here just kind of really started out as a what I was planning to do with it was I was gonna have this eagle here, and down here I had a bear, and over here a wolf, and it was just gonna be combining three different animals, prominent animals of the north, and just kind of integrate them into one piece. And they were all fairly aggressive looking animals, so but I had a green background, and it was all just kind of spread all over the place. And then my wife kind of took a look at it and said, you know, would look good. It would look good if you put some scenery in there, because that's what you do and you're good at it. So she started with the outline of the eagle. She got me started really. She put in the blues and I mixed the colors, and she went around it with the blue and kind of showed me what to look for and whatnot. So I moved from the blues, did my clouds, and then trees. Just kind of with the amount of sky I had, I kind of needed some long trees, and so just kind of put them in. Figured they looked good, and I don't know, it's just kind of, paintings just kind of have a tendency to create themselves once you get started. So I think with this one it really created itself in the way that I was seeing something that somebody else couldn't see, and that I couldn't really do at the time, because I wasn't ready for it. And when I came back to it, I'd had this one sitting around for a good 6 months before I'd actually done it, like finished the piece. And I don't know, it just kind of really, it felt good. Like, it's hard to explain. It's inside you, and it's not something that you can really explain. Like, each painting's got its own different, unique feeling, and this one kind of had that. You know, you can see the blue sky around it, and I figured I wanted to do something along the lines of a spirit eagle. So putting the sky and whatnot in the background just kind of seemed a natural thing to do. After the wife had shown me how to do it and shown me what to do, and then the trees just kind of built themselves in afterwards. I think the thing that I took the most time on was making sure my reflection was fairly accurate, and my water was fairly accurate. I mean, it's not totally accurate, but it's a painting. It's not a picture. It's something that kind of built itself. So yeah, I miss these ones.
what you see in one of these paintings I did, this one here, is probably my very first complete painting of acrylics. I think I toyed with acrylics years ago, and I don't think I ever really completed a whole picture, and this is my very first that I completed. But fortunately, I like to find somebody, maybe an old teacher of mine, that I would like to see that, because I knew I did lots, and I knew and a lot of these teachers liked it and they took it with them. And I'm kind of hoping one of these days I'll see some of those little cartoons or little drawings I did. All these years, it's my amount of tamano and I get an and the cartoons I get hostan. I know guys I work with, local, maybe key players in the community, and with their permission, if I could do something, and most of the times I get to go ahead, and this is kind of what I normally do, I guess. These kind of arts, characters, and my wife, myself, I did one of us, and I got married here August 5th, and I thought maybe I'd do something humorous to our pictures, I guess, and it turned out very good. I had good response on that. And this guy here is our principal, and there's a local leader here in town, Greg Ross, and Keith Goulet and Rick Liberty. I had never got permission from them, so hopefully they don't get too mad about this. And also the Don Burnstick ones, these ones here, I have never showed him yet, but I'm planning on talking to him, maybe if he doesn't mind, if you want to use him on his program or on T-shirts or whatever. So this is the kind of work I like, and that's just the same thing you use on school crayon pencils, I guess you'd call them. I wouldn't have it for those. There you go. There's so much to know about art, yet we don't know it in the North, because there's no schooling. And when you say my home community, and I wish I could had schooling in my home community. I put it on paper today to show the people. That's because a lot of times each individual is gifted somehow, some way or form, and this is the way I am gifted, and this is what I see. And so when I put it on paper, when people see me and see this art, this is me. This is what goes through my mind. This is what I see. So when I put it on paper, they appreciate that, because they see it, and this is the way this individual thinks. Goes for any other guy that has a talent in music or in any other crafts, because that's what they see. And it's very interesting actually to look at somebody doing something, and how do they picture that? How do they see that? Like all of a sudden you look around, where is this? Well, how did you do this? And it was all this time, it was in this individual's head, and it's actually very interesting. To keep it up, and I know every artist out there, them to do it. So no matter what situation you're in with that individual, you always, you're doing good.
What's no na kita pwedeng kita waya kita no tia ya no tia ya apo kita ya no tia tawe pero que llega po chicos que Juan discatayan Otapusinuhikew. Nigatawagan to ni Michi tuto gitawagian. Magaya. Taifotsana. Taifotsani. Imanihtan pahkinniyaw tidihtin. Maweschi soniyaw tamidegawayan. Katawagian watuin na mana namigamachion tihik. Kitamigian with a moschi, with a share away and I was a giveaway. Gutawa the watagan in the tihan.
That eagle was the very first drawing I did. And I sat for 19 hours straight, and just to show my wife I could draw. And I did this eagle, and she came out of the bedroom 6 o'clock that morning, and I was still up and drawing. And you know, I really wanted to show her so much that I could draw. Otherwise, I didn't have no pieces. So, and I promised her these pieces that I'm going to do for the next little while is keepers. I said we'll have them, and we'll hang them in our house. So that's the reason why I got my drawings. I had to get everything, and that's what that picture right there, that frame, and I also got another one framed. Those were 150 for both frames, and they're very expensive. And for somebody to offer you $50, just don't understand what you had to spend to get that. Mm-hmm. Not only that is the talent of its own of sitting there doing the work.
There's people that will look at you and think you're nuts. You can't sell that for that much. But a lot of it has to do with being such a small community, and you know, there's not too many people who have an idea of what art goes for. They see the prints in the shops down south, and they're going for an arm and a leg, and we're selling originals up here, and we're not getting near what the paintings are worth. You know, I know of a few artists in town who they do the most beautiful work, and yet it's really hard for them to sell it in town because it's such a small community and there's not really that big of an interest in art. Like basically the only people that have a real interest in the art are the artists themselves, I find. I think you as an artist you have a tendency to miss all your work. You always want to go back to check them out and take a look at them and get reacquainted type thing. It's like an old friend, you know. You just, because it's so hard to let it go when you're done it. You put so much time and effort into it, and it's hard to let it go. Then when you do, it's kind of like a loss. It's not. It's like a piece of you just being sold. There's a few artists in town, like in Laurent here, that I really look up to because they have that ability to, you know, they tell a story with their paintings, and that's the kind of artist that I'd like to be. If anything, one day that's where I'd be going. You know, be able to tell a story of you know, a spirit eagle or a wolf or a little bit of a history type thing. Each painting's got its own feelings and unique in its own special way. So I think that's where I'd be going towards in the future.
I really appreciate other art. No matter what kind of art it is, so art, anybody that does some kind of art, because it's you have to be supportive amongst each other in order for your art to live in the north. Besides that, to do it. Every artist of any kind, to draw or paint or carve, and to keep it up. And one of these days, if you work hard enough, not only on art, on anything else, you'll succeed. There is a person out there, if you stand in front of him at the right time, in the right place, you will make it.